Hello, this is the podcast. In a very short,
Wait, do we not have a name
very
for the
quick.
podcast?
The name is the podcast.
It's the podcast.
Yeah. So, welcome to the podcast. With your
The
host,
podcast.
Cypher, and my
Wait,
intrepid
you
guest.
say that a bit more articulative.
I'll articulate you. My intrepid guest, Cody Langton, otherwise known as Cody Langton.
Sometimes. Only on rare occasions. Known by the second name.
Cody Langton.
Okay.
You want to talk about a game involving nuclear holocaust and falling out that you have recently acquired?
So, this is a game. It's a dating sim. During the nuclear holocaust.
Uh-huh. John Cena Simulator 2012.
After it begins with this huge breakup, and that's why it's called Fallout. It's pretty interesting actually. It's drawn. It's just like an anime graphic novel.
This is the fourth title of the series, am I correct?
Yeah, this is the fourth one.
So he fell out 4 times.
Yeah. But the first two weren't graphic novels. They were like actual novels.
But Fallout 3 was
But then they went to the graphic novel type of style. Yeah. Pretty good actually.
Wait, is it a graphic novel? Is 3 a graphic novel or a visual novel?
They're the same thing.
No, they're not.
I know. My dad originally he played the heck out of Fallout 3 and onto the serious matters. And then we got Fallout 4 yesterday and he came down and watched me play it for a bit. And the first thing he said was that he was really disappointed with the graphics. He said that they apparently weren't better than Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3.
I mean, Bethesda's not exactly known for the graphics.
I mean, I personally beg to differ. They're obviously way better. I don't know what he was seeing. Like I said, maybe he has some problem with the saturation, how they made it a lot more saturated, but I don't know. And then he had this weird he said that he was expecting something completely new. Because then when I referenced
He wanted more HD than HD.
I referenced Duke Nukem Forever and why they don't want to create new games. Hey, there he is right now. Hey! Hey, Dad, we're talking about you. When they first initially announced it, they showed the armor, the new weapon modding, the armor modding, and the base building and stuff. In Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, there was these huge in the modding community. They put out these mods that were basically those. There was a mod that added more weapon modifications to the game, made it a bit more in depth. There was a mod that it was called Wasteland Defense, where you build bases and stuff, and had settlers come and made a community and defended against raiders and stuff. And there was even I even see hints from the mod Project Nevada, which is kind of like an overhaul almost. They had sprinting and it takes up the AP points exactly like in Project Nevada, but they really I really understood that they were trying to go for these are what the fans were making, so we will add what the fans want, and
it's a more enhanced experience.
I can appreciate that coming from Bethesda.
Well, moving on, we should talk about the Nintendo Direct that happened yesterday, the 12th of November.
Linkle.
Yeah,
that's the important one.
Yeah.
The most important was.
Most important part was Hyrule Warrior Legends coming to the 3DS. It's gonna have Linkle, a brand new character who has a spin kick instead of a spin attack.
Yeah, they tried to really highlight that. They're like, if Link's would be the spin attack, then hers would be the spin kick. It was clever or something. I mean, I like the idea that I'm kind of iffy on the whole crossbow idea. I like it, but at the same time, I feel like she might not be that good of a character for being Link's female counterpart.
But it's not fully Rule 63 because there's a male Link in the game, so that's weird.
Wait, what's Rule 63?
Rule 63 is where there's a opposite gender version of every.
Okay, I mean for the audience.
And then, and they kept saying, the King of Hyrule from Wind Waker. Should you just say the King of Red Lions? You wouldn't get that because you didn't have a GameCube, but
I never played.
He was the boat. So
yeah, I knew. I figured
that's called King of Red Lions.
I got that spoilered a while ago.
Yeah, he's a boat.
He's a boat.
You ride around in Zelda's dad for most of the game. think about that. Anyways,
You
there was another thing. Two other things. The first off, we finally got a release date and some information about Fire Emblem Fates, about how they're gonna release it.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh man,
I can't wait
as
to
both fans of
feel up my
Fire Emblem
soldiers.
Awakening, and have you played any other Fire Emblem games other than Awakening?
No.
I played the first localized one.
Rakano Emblem or whatever.
In America, it's just known as Fire Emblem for the Game Boy. And I loved it. I did that.
The one with Lynn, Hector, and Elwood.
Elwood, yeah, Roy's dad. I loved it, and it was a fantastic game. And
did you get that on a virtual console? Because that's
no, I emulated. Ooh.
Yeah, I was thinking of getting Shadow Dragon on my emulator, but there's a whole thing about that phone emulators. Anyways, so yeah, we finally got a release date for that. Coming out February, even though it's been out in Japan.
Fire Emblem Fates. Yeah,
it's been out for.
Has it been out since like June?
It was like a month after E3.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. But,
I
mean, they gotta remove all the Japanesey bits, because we won't understand it here in the West. They gotta exchange all the rice balls into sandwiches, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or donuts.
What was it? I watched this guy talk about stuff with Fire Emblem Awakening, and
there's a big split in the Fire Emblem fandom.
How so?
About a lot of people, not a lot of people, I don't want to generalize a fandom, but there's a good percentage of the Fire Emblem community who was either flat out hated or was iffy about Awakening, and then a lot of the people who are iffy about Awakening kind of hate Fates, and then a lot of the people who hated Awakening still hate Fates. But, I mean, generally it's still positive, but there's an audience that's not so happy with it, but, I mean, I get there's always going to be people who, when change happens, they'd rather just see it die.
What's the changes exactly? Is it the support
From,
system?
Shadow Dragon, yeah, the support system has stuff to do with it, but Shadow Dragon was the last one before.
Yeah. I've seen Shadow Dragon.
Mostly people like Path of Radiance. That's like one of the ones they hold to the highest caliber. It was good. That's Ike's game. His first game.
I know.
You know, but
yeah.
So, but I don't know. I really like Awakening, and they did a lot of it's a lot of the best bits of other Fire Emblems because they thought it was going to be the last one because Nintendo said this isn't selling well. We're gonna have to drop this if you don't sell a million bajillion copies, and then they sell a million bajillion copies, and Nintendo's like, okay, let's do this again.
Let's have half of our Smash Bros. Game filled with Fire Emblem characters. But sorry,
so back on track. Fire Emblem. There was oh yeah. You want to keep talking about that?
I am so excited for Fates. I played the original Fire Emblem on the Game Boy, loved it. I was looking for something to get just to pass the time by, and I got Awakening
on someone's recommendation.
On Nick's recommendation, and I loved it. It's fantastic.
Full of waifus.
Waifus
and husbandos everywhere.
It was a really good game. Yeah, I'm not done with it. Still working on it. I haven't played it in a while, but
working on it. But I haven't been working on it.
I've been getting a lot of. I've been doing a lot lately. I'm sorry. And I'm only more excited for Fire Emblem Fates and need to get but I mean I've got a lot of time now that we know that it doesn't come until February, right?
February.
Yeah. So, gotta do that.
Yeah, you always gotta catch up.
I mean, so here's my what I'm upset about. I understand, and I knew this was obviously happening, but I'm upset that I have to buy 2 games to get the full experience.
Each of them this isn't like Pokemon, where Ruby and Sapphire are basically the same game. You have a full roster of characters. Each set is a full Awakening-sized cast of characters, and it's a completely different take on the plot going from the chapter in which you choose.
Yeah.
So, it makes perfect sense. They did really develop 3 games.
Yeah. Or 2.5, right?
No, Invisible Kingdom / Revelations is the biggest Revelations.
We haven't. I don't think we've explained the way Fight Fates worked. So
you do it.
Similar to how the Transformers games on the Nintendo DS from 500 years ago,
or Pokemon, which is a much more relevant example.
No, because the Transformers games had the Autobots and the Decepticons, so they're two different story modes from two different points of view, which is exactly what Fire Emblem Fates is like.
Ooh, okay.
So there's Fire Emblem Fates Conquest and Birthright, right?
Yeah, one follows the Hoshido and one follows Nor. Nor is Nor is Conquest and Hoshido is
yeah.
Birthright.
I feel like Hoshido or no.
Do you want to explain the setup of this game? Because if we're going deeper into this,
yeah, we don't really. I just wanted to explain that. We can though. Do you want to?
Yeah. So basically, you're this lord. You were captured at a young age from this.
So it was in Hoshido. You were originally a Hoshido.
Yeah, you were originally Hoshido. Your dad was in Nor for some reason, and he had you. And the king of Nor had your daddy shot up, and he took you in as his own. And so then we actually get into the story years later. Yada yada. You're an adult now, and so Nor sent you out. So you've become like basically siblings, adopted siblings. You don't know that you're adopted with the royal family of Nor, and then you get sent out on a mission, some military missions, and you eventually end up in Hoshido, and you learn that that's where you were from. And so then after a couple of missions, then you get sent onto the battlefield, and both your families are there, and you get to pick, or you get to watch a cutscene because you bought Birthright or Conquest. Or you jump off a bridge.
But we don't know where that leads yet. Nick. So that was like what basically like I'm guessing all the wiki. You read it all in the wiki, or
that's just the basic plot.
That's just the basic plot. So excited.
So
awesome. And I love
the setup. That's mostly just trailer stuff.
So even though I feel like I keep saying that, I keep thinking that Birthright's going to be more of a canon experience, but I'm like almost 100% certain that like if there was one canon thing, it'd be Invisible.
They're never going to do this. Like one thing Fire Emblem does most of the time is that they only stage one game in like a world, like the Marth series in Arcania and the wherever Binding Blade and Sword of Seals take place is like the only and Ike's, but mostly they jump from series to series. I doubt they'll do this one again because then they'd have to say, "Oh, this is canon," or "This is canon," or "This is canon."
I mean, like,
they've already prevented like things of canon by making the Awakening characters have.
Yeah, you can have them marry anyone
generic
you want.
Hair color. Yeah.
I think that there is like if there was an intended canon that there's obviously the ones out there that they obviously push like Chrom and Sumi out so hard. Like obviously it'd probably be the most likely to be a canon relationship in the story. Even though I don't feel like that's my favorite support conversation with Chrom.
Would you like to pick a pie? Let's bake some pie. Let's get married now.
Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Pie, marriage. I've seen you naked. We're married now.
But that's Fire Emblem. I am so excited for Fates.
Now, there was one more thing that happened in the Direct. It was
the Star Fox.
Yeah! they confirmed Falco is going to be in that game. Oh, and Smash, something was...
Cloud.
Yeah.
Clouds in the sky.
Is there?
No, I mean...
Some animu got into Smash, who cares? It's just Cloud Strike.
Oh, I'm so excited!
Final Fantasy 7!
They didn't give me a release date.
Oh.
I just want to know.
They didn't give you a release date after Mewtwo. They didn't give you a release date after Lucas. The only two they did was Roy and Ryu, because that's the day they were released.
They're like, oh What I loved is how they got like leaked, like when Roy, Ryu, and Lucas were all
They
released.
didn't do the weird thing where they put it on the shop first as hidden this time. Sakurai must have seen that and was like, "Don't ever do that again. I want my secrets." And they're like, "Yes, sir."
But I loved that they're like, how was it? Like the day before they released them, that they had a Nintendo Direct releasing Ryu, Roy, and Lucas. There was leaks of them, and then the next day
There
they're
leaks
like
for like months, and then there was another leak right before.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
There had been data mining going on, and
Right.
then there was the leak with the shop. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, but Cloud,
Like out of nowhere, like there were stars, and I was like, or Ridley, and other people were like, "Wolf, wolf, wolf," and then it goes down, and you're like, "Oh, okay, it's not space."
look, there's boots.
X what in Final Fantasy VII, and I was like, they can't be doing Cloud. It's like it's Barrett Wallace or Kate Sith or something, and nope, it's Cloud Strife.
Oh, so excited! He's gonna be such a good character.
He never thought he'd see the day, neither
Like-
did we.
He looks a little bit heavier than like, I mean, not sorry. He looks like between like.
He looks like Royish.
He looks a little bit heavier than Roy.
Yeah, a little heavier than Roy, but like in that vicinity.
His attacks still look like really quick though, which I'm so excited about. Was like I love like the like.
I mean, this is all trailer footage, so
yeah, so we don't know yet.
He's gonna be balanced, but
Yeah,
for now he looks great, like everyone did in their trailer.
yeah. I'm so excited. I think.
Yeah, limit breaks.
Like I'm like
Crazy stuff.
I obviously have to use him, but I mean I like everything I'd seen. Like till it be like main, secondary worthy maybe. He might be my third main that I don't have. You know.
Did you notice that all of the DLC trailers, they've only used Wii U footage. In the ones before the game came out, there's 3DS footage and Wii U footage. And all the DLC trailers have only had Wii U footage. Did you see that? You probably didn't because you skipped over a lot of stuff. But there was this bit where they were talking about different stuff on the WiiWare shop thing, the download store, and there was this one game that looked exactly like F-Zero. It was like Fast Racing Neo or something.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it. It was like, that is an F-Zero game on the 3DS without like stuff. And then they continued their indie stuff, like they had Terraria and Kerbal Space Program that they're releasing
On the Wii U?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I thought it was super interesting. Yeah, that they're doing that.
I did see that was they blue, red, and yellow on Virtual Boy, which is gonna be awesome. And I love that they made it so now you can use the infrared and wirelessly use like use the old connector cables without the connector cables for the trading Pokemon. I thought that was really cool.
I mean, yeah, and I don't even have nostalgia for the first three because the only times I played Hoenn was the generation I started with. Kanto is the first generation.
Mm-hmm.
Was in Fire Red and Leaf Green.
I started on blue.
Are too cool.
I'm so upset they didn't port green. Why not? Why not green?
Because yellow was the one with the Animu, and everyone loved the Animu.
I never played yellow.
You must have been really young when you started Pokemon then.
Yeah. I had a Game Boy, man. I had a Game Boy Advanced for the longest time. Like, that was probably
Which, like, the one that was like this?
the big... I didn't get...
It's weird that they were both the Game Boy Advance.
I didn't get the SP until...
The SP, that's
yeah,
what it was.
I didn't get that one until, like, we'd moved in. We've been in here for this house for a while.
Huh.
But yeah, so excited. Is there metagaming in old Pokemon games?
Can I port my Pokemon from ORAS into... Can I have my Groudon in yellow? Super Mystery Dungeon. That's another Pokemon.
Yes.
All 10720 apparently are going to be in that game.
700.
That's what I said.
I thought you said 100, 720.
10720?
That's what you said.
No, I said 720.
No, we will watch that footage now.
Or you'll edit it out. Anyways,
the
the 720. So yeah, and Groudon was running around with your Pikachu, and he's huge, and he takes up like 5 squares up and down.
I watched that whole one.
It was great. It looks hilarious.
I'm so. Can you?
I really like the Mystery Dungeon series. A lot of people didn't like the most recent one, Gates to Infinity, but that was the first game in which I cried. First in a string, actually.
You cried?
Yeah, I cried at the end, because you went back to the land of the humans, and you weren't with your Pokemon friends anymore.
Oh, did you get captured?
No, I went to the land of the humans, because I was a human to be with, because that's how Mystery Dungeon works.
Oh, you turned back into a human, yeah.
There was this side mode you unlocked like halfway or maybe a third or a quarter through the game, in which you could take a secondary team, so you could pick any Pokemon that you had made friends with in the thing and were on your team, and you could play as them and whatever other guys you want to take with you. So you didn't have to go with you and your partner Pokemon. You got to pick whichever ones you wanted. Oh. And you could just mess around with all the requests and stuff.
I remember. So I loved Pokemon. I played Pokemon Red. Yeah, that was the Game Boy one, right?
Yes.
Wait, the very first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red.
Blue was
Red
the
and Blue.
One. Yeah. So when I...
No, the DS one was Explorers of Time and Darkness.
No, there... Oh.
Blue was just with Red.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought that they had one on the DS and one on the Game Boy.
They do. They have Red and Blue on the Game Boy.
No. I meant first generation. First generation Mystery Dungeon. Red and Blue. I thought Blue was on the Game Boy. I want to look this up. I recall it being on a different console.
No, I don't think.
I'm probably wrong, but that's what I remember.
Because there's Red and Blue, Explorers of Sky, and Explorers of Time.
Blue Rescue Team. Good time.
Yeah, see, they're both on Game Boy.
No, yes.
No, Team Red and
Blue Rescue Team.
It's weird.
I remember it being on.
Why would one be on the GBA? It must have been early DS.
Yeah, it was like
they were the same game.
It might have. Yeah, I knew they were exactly the same game. I played the heck.
Weird.
I played the heck out of Blue Rescue Team. No, not Blue. Red Rescue Team.
I remember
that was before the DS Lite.
At the time, I had like one gamer friend, and I would be like, "Hey, you should save me. You should save me," and he would not do it, and I would cry, and I'd have to start again the dungeon.
But like my favorite thing was having like the fully I don't even remember who my secondary was. I remember I was a Machop, and getting that Machamp was awesome, and like being just I played the heck out of that game.
Yeah, apparently it could be any of the starters in Mystery Dungeon.
The new one. Yeah, I'm excited.
I don't like that you could just pick it though.
Yeah,
I like the little personality test thing. It was cheesy, but I still liked it.
I wasn't it in the demo of
I like that you could pick your partner though.
Yeah, I thought in the demo, at least in the demo of the Gates of Time or whatever, they allowed you to pick it anyways at the end. Like you did the test, but then they're like, "What would you like to change?" I recall that being a thing. Was that a thing?
Nope, don't think so.
Okay, but I also played the heck out of Explorers of Darkness.
Yeah, see, that's the one I skipped. Those ones.
At the very end, after you beat the game, when you're allowed to evolve your Pokemon, you can't evolve you and your partner.
Wow.
I was so...
Did you
I was pissed. I was really pissed. I loved being like a super over-leveled Machamp. I don't remember what my secondary was. But then I went in... this game I chose Chimchar and Piplup. And I was ready to have like infinite, firefighting, steel and water team of awesome. Yeah. And they're like, you can evolve everyone
but you and your best buddy. You're not cool enough to evolve.
I don't even know why they did that.
There was probably some plot reason you forget.
I probably...
Oh, another thing about Super Mystery Dungeon. They mentioned that the request system is different, and that there's some giant web of Pokemon. Did you see this bit?
Yeah.
Some giant web of Pokemon, you have relationships with each of them. That looked cool. I'll probably divvy around with that a lot. I don't even understand it yet. I'm intrigued. As a fan who has an intense love of flavor text, that looks full of it.
But yeah, that I think must be about where we have to end.